Hey, what's up guys, this is Usman back again with another video, and this time we'll be taking a quick look at the Galaxy S7 Edge. So last year, Samsung had been criticized for quite a few things. The lack of their expandable storage support and a non-removable battery. And a lot of Galaxy users were quite upset about the changes Samsung had made. This year, Samsung released the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge, and they're both awesome devices. It looks like they finally listened to their consumers and brought back a lot of features that were ditched in last year's devices. This year, for example, Samsung brought back the microSD support, and they are now IP68 certified. However, there's still no removable battery, but we did get bigger batteries into the Galaxy S7. So let's take a quick look at the display. So when you take a quick look at the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge screen, it has a glorious 5.5-inch Quad HD display. That's where all the attention goes when you pull this phone out of your pocket. It has a resolution of 2560 by 1440 at 534 ppi. It has high color contrast and excellent viewing angles. And that's thanks to a Super AMOLED display. And you really can't go wrong with that. So let's talk about the design. So last year, Samsung finally nailed the design part of the Galaxy line. And it was the first time Samsung used premium materials instead of cheap plastic bodies that we're used to seeing. So this year with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, they haven't changed much, but there are a couple of refinements that were made. For example, the back of the phone borrowing the curve from the Galaxy Note 5, making it a lot more easier and comfortable to hold. But it's still a bit slippery, since we're still getting a metal frame flanked by two glass panels. The phone is also a magnet for fingerprints. Protrusion of the back camera was significantly reduced and is now almost flush with the back of the device. And of course, you're still getting those premium materials from last year. Gorilla Glass 4, and aluminum chassis that encompasses the device. So the build of this device is excellent and will be very familiar to a Galaxy S6 user. And one last thing, both devices are now IP68 certified, which means they can go under a meter of water for up to 30 minutes. So let's take a quick look at the hardware. The S7 Edge introduces Samsung's latest version of its in-house Exynos processors, the 8890 coupled with a Mali T8800 GPU, which is more than capable enough of handling just about anything you throw at it. I played games and even took pictures, and even watched high-resolution videos without any problems. And this time around, the phone did not get nearly as hot as last year's Galaxy S6. Quick side note, if you're one of the lucky ones that lives in the United States, you'll be getting a Snapdragon 820 chip. The fingerprint sensor responds a bit faster than the Galaxy S6 or Note 5. Samsung decided to bring back microSD support, and I'm really happy they brought this feature back. Also, the massive 3600 mAh battery should last you just about a whole day, with some extra juice left over. I was honestly surprised by how good the battery life was. I have been using this phone for about 2 weeks. I had it connected to my Huawei watch, Wi-Fi, LTE, and all my location services turned on as well. And I'm a power user and still ended up with 30% left at the end of my day. It's a welcome improvement over last year's somewhat mediocre battery. The fast charging and wireless charging are still on board, so let's take a quick look at the software of the phone. The S7 comes with Android Marshmallow with its own TouchWiz UI running on top of it. It still looks ugly, but you can always theme it to make it look more like stock Android, or your own liking. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of bloatware. However, this year's version of TouchWiz, Samsung cut down a lot, but I still don't understand why I need 2 browser apps, or 2 music apps, or even 2 video players. And that's not to mention all the other crapware carriers load onto the phone. Now, TouchWiz is not all that bad. You get some cool new software features. For example, you have a bigger edge screen this time around, which utilizes the screen much better. It's wider and shows way more information on the screen, and you can do a lot more with it. Honestly, I ended up turning these features off as they are more gimmicky than useful. This year, Samsung also added an always-on display, which will let you see the date, time, but doesn't show you any of your app notifications. I always turn these features off as well, as Motorola's version of it, in my opinion, is way better. Samsung needs to make some improvements in order to make this feature much more useful. Other than that, you're getting the exact same familiar look from the last year's models. So what's going on with the camera? The S7 Edge now comes with an improved 12 megapixel sensor. I know what you're thinking. Improved? 12? Down from 16 megapixels? Fewer pixels doesn't necessarily mean lesser the quality. The new camera has less but bigger pixels and uses a new dual pixel technology. Without going into too many technical details, let's just say that the larger the pixels, the more light you will let in into your shots. Plus, you can still double press the home button to launch the camera app, and it autofocuses incredibly fast. Both back and front cameras have optical image stabilization. The front camera is still a great 5 megapixel shooter that can shoot videos in Quad HD, while the front shooter goes up to UHD. The front camera has a new front flash feature that uses the screen as a flash for low light situation. I took pictures in low light settings and they came out great. The only thing I had an issue with was the shot that I took were over sharpened, and in low light situations colors were washed out. So what are the pros and cons of this device? Pros: you're getting an awesome design, an awesome camera, expandable storage, IP68 certified, good battery, and an awesome display. Fast charging and wireless charging as well included here. Cons: fingerprint magnet. The fingerprint scanner isn't as good as the competition. It's slippery in the hand and it's expensive, and there's still no IR blaster. All things considered, the only real downside to the Galaxy S7 Edge is its price. At $1,000 or $500 with a 2-year term here in Canada, that price tag is too expensive for most people. A quick side note, the Galaxy S7 is only available in black for now, and a platinum and gold version will be coming at the end of the month. So if you're willing to spend that money, then by all means do so, because you won't regret it. This phone is awesome. Samsung finally listened to the consumers, and it shows. So if you guys like this review, please share, like, and subscribe, and hit that thumbs up. And if there's any other products that you want us to review, please let us know in the comments below, and see you guys in the next video.